Well, welcome everybody back to White Sand Self Care. I am your host, Laura Cross, and we are your resource for education, connections, and collaborations to support you on your wellness journey. And I am super excited today to have Jacqueline Pendleton with us. She is your guide to thriving beyond 50. She has over 38 years of experience with her personal journey, too. And so she's a stress and autoimmune strategist and a holistic movement coach. So, Jacqueline, would you like to share with us a little bit about your journey and how you got to that?
Yeah, so how long's your program? So basically, I've actually been in the fitness industry for 38 years. And, obviously I didn't click my fingers and get a result just like that. I didn't have a magic pill, but I was actually quite light before I had children, gained weight as you do when you had kids, lost all the weight and everything. And then I actually burnt out in 2014, started gaining weight. It didn't actually show up on a blood test or anything in a medical range. And I couldn't really understand what was going on with it. So I actually became a health practitioner with Kaizen Institute of Health in Australia, and I pretty much had to write my own program. So I am sort of my own customer, if you like, because of the fact that I've had to literally write my program from my own issues of gaining 15 kilos and a racing heart rate from stress. And so I'm here to empower women 50 and beyond who haven't had anything show up on a blood test with the doctor, but they really want to get a solution and really step off that hamster wheel of trying everything and not really getting any further on.
Yeah. And I mean, and men struggle with this too, but what inspired you to focus specifically on empowering women over 50 in your coaching practice?
Because really, what I've found from working with hundreds of women is even though they might have had stress, and as part of this, over the last 8 years of working mainly with stress issues and things like that, well, it's actually been more than 8 years now, wouldn't it, if it was 2014? But what the reason why I decided to work with women, obviously, because they have different situations that they go through, but really it's mainly when they get to 50, usually they've already had a problem with stress issues, and that might be even stuff around abuse and things like that. And so therefore it's just sort of clocked up, or they've had a death in the family and things like that. And then when they get to 50 and they start to go through perimenopause, menopause, so that might happen late 40s, which what happened with me. It's just the body was just waiting in the wings and said, there you go, I'm going to show you. So it's really because it's based on my own story and what I've actually gone through. And I built the program from my own issues because I had to come up with a solution for myself with the help of Kaizen Institute of Health, helping me put together a program. And, with working with hundreds of women, it seems to be the ones that are in the late 40s might have the stress issues, but they don't really have the symptoms that have come up yet. It seems to be when it gets to the 50 mark, and then they just notice that everything changes and really everything goes south for the winter, basically.
I know there's a lot of women that feel that way.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But you have some interesting things. So you actually came up with an idea of integrating advanced tools like blood chemistry analysis and food sensitivity solutions in your programs. How did you come up with that?
Well, so with Kaizen Institute of Health or Holistic Movement Coach now, they did teach us blood chemistry analysis as well as we looked at blood pressure because that's associated with high cortisol, low cortisol levels, as well as obviously checking glucose because glucose, blood pressure, stress hormones are all interconnected. And so really that's why I did that. And so I learned that through them and I've done other training around that. But as part of that as well, I am actually certified to read reports for DNA testing with DNA Fit in the UK. So I have a really good understanding of DNA and how it actually works. And the funny thing, there was an interview on TV today actually talking about caffeine and how your body metabolizes it. And that can be an effect on how much coffee you can drink. So we're all individuals. I always refer to it as a little bit like the washing machine. To be able to do a good wash, you need to have the washing powder, you need to have water, you need to make sure that it's not bouncing down the hall and it's balanced properly to be able to do a good wash. And it's the same as your body. You need to get everything working well from the inside out, and then obviously make sure that structurally everything is working well. So this is why I do it from a scientific point of view, but also looking at the individual of what works for them, and then through education, so that then they understand what is actually going to work for them.
Yeah, and I love that. I like that analogy too. But it's so true, because we have to work within. Because a lot of times when we're used to just going to the doctor, all they do is look at a symptom and give you something, but it's not really getting to the root cause. So your tools and techniques will actually help them get to the root cause of things.
Yes, and it's also them understanding what's going on with them. And they say to me all the time, "Oh, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense." And the thing with that is that helps motivation, because they start to really understand what's going on in their body. And even when it comes to nutrition, because I attack it from different ways, is generally most people who have put a whole load of weight on, most people think that they eat loads of food, when it's the complete opposite. And people who come and work with me complain all the time that, I know it sounds a bit negative, but it's not, that all they do is eat. And it's like, well, you've actually got to eat to be able to lose weight, get your body working well, because you wouldn't drive down the road and not put any petrol in your car. So why are you doing that to your body? So really, it's about fixing the inside and the chassis of the car, if you like. That's why I always talk about, the analogy with a car. It's really about servicing that, because being healthy and fit is a means to an end. So, you can make it around the supermarket, you can play with your kids or your grandkids, you can make it off, you can get up from the beach easily, and you can do what you like and enjoy your life. That's all health and fitness is designed to do. But it's really understanding what will work for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I like how you can meet people, where they're at, and analyze them and help them come up with something that works for them, because often we're thrown programs at us and it's like, doesn't fit me, doesn't fit my lifestyle, and people give up on it.
That's right. And the thing is, you can only go so far on motivation, because somebody joins a program and they go with a hiss and a roar. And then, 2 or 3 weeks in, it's a bit like, say, let's put the scales as an analogy. Somebody's obviously gained weight as one of the symptoms of stress, like myself, and then, you lose a kilo or pound or whatever, 2 pounds or whatever, and it's like, woohoo, where's a bar of chocolate? And then when, when you've lost the weight and when you gain the weight, it's like, where's a stick of celery? It's really about, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, and that's what they go on. But it's actually, so long as they're moving in the right direction, and that's why I look at all of the data, because if you're not assessing, you're pretty much guessing. So that's why I actually do, I'm assessing it all of the time and really understanding. And that's why I want to empower women, because I went and saw an endocrinologist. And look, at the end of the day, if you're having a heart attack, you can't say to the doctor, give me a multivitamin, because it's not going to work. This is about prevention, not cure.
Right.
And so it's really understanding that. And so, he said to me, it was all in my mind that I was gaining weight. And I'm like, by osmosis, you will put weight on, you will put weight on. It wasn't, it was something else going on. And so that's why, the people that I've worked with have said, wow, it's just made so much of a difference, that understanding what will work for them as an individual. And then all I do is I give them the tools, and then they just run with it. Right. And this is really, it's about giving them the tools, and then through education, rather than should I eat low carb, should I eat high carb, shall I do strength training, shall I do cardio, all of these things.
Right. Yeah. And education is the key, I think, and as
Yeah.
well as support, accountability, because sometimes we need that extra support and accountability as well. So, in what ways can managing stress and understanding the root causes significantly improve the overall well-being of women in this age group?
I mean, I think the thing is, all of the people that obviously, you're looking at the symptoms. Is that what you're asking? So say, for instance, from the hundreds of women that I've worked with, the ones that have got stress issues, obviously some have got autoimmune diseases like fibromyalgia, polymyalgia, lupus, Hashimoto's, Graves' disease, even Parkinson's, which is an autoimmune disease as well, is, you've got to understand that the symptoms when they start to hit perimenopause are gas, reflux, aching joints, fatigue, bloating, weight gain, weight loss, brain fog. All of those things are put down to menopause, but the ones that have got the stress issues don't seem to have those symptoms. And the ones that do have the stress issues in the past, and this might have been back in childhood, it just added up. Your body really doesn't care if you want to feel good, lose weight. It just goes into survival mode, and that will come down to your DNA and whether you fight or flight and rest and digest. There's just so many different variables with it, and it's really understanding how that works. You know what I mean? There is no magic pill, unfortunately, because otherwise I would have waved it over myself, but there isn't one,
Yeah. Yeah. So, what key strategies or insights can women take away from your coaching to not only cope with stress, but to thrive in their everyday lives?
I think the thing is, I think as women, we do have a tendency to put ourselves last. And with this age group that I'm working with, they've got kids and then they've got grandkids, and, can you just look after my kids? Can you do this? Can you do that? And we sort of run back and forth like the circus trainer trying to balance everything. So I think it's really about putting yourself first, because even if somebody goes out for a meal, or eats certain foods or does certain things, you do know your own body. You don't, you do need your own body. So it's really about, first of all, putting yourself first and actually doing quality things, not quantity things. I mean, same as when it comes to exercise, doing more doesn't necessarily mean to say a better result. It's really about understanding you as a person. So first of all, I would say that to be able to take, if you've got stress issues, to be able to take time for yourself, going for a spa day, doing deep breathing, doing activities that you enjoy doing, and I mean, I do circus and tumbling and things because I enjoy doing it. And, if I don't concentrate, I'd probably break my neck. But, that's something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy trampolining. I enjoy, doing aerials, right? It's about doing something that you enjoy doing that makes you feel rejuvenated, so that then the body will take the brakes off. And then also thinking about, when you eat the foods and you're fueling yourself, are you feeling it in the correct way? Are you feeling full? Are you feeling satisfied? There's all sorts of different factors. And this is where the education comes in, of really understanding that. And most of the women I do work with, they just go on a food plan and someone just tells them what will work for them, rather than them working out what will work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacqueline, what is the best way for people to connect with you so they can get more information or work with you? Because you can work with people pretty much anywhere, right?
Yeah, I can work with people pretty much anywhere. And I mean, the best thing, because normally what I do is, I have a call with them, and really just to find out more about them. And, whether, if I can help them. I don't really believe in working with people if I can't work out if I can help them. So I normally ask them quite a few sort of pre-screening questions, of what's going on them and things like that. But through LinkedIn, which I'll provide the LinkedIn, and they can actually book a appointment through there, through my my link there on my LinkedIn profile, as well as they can send me a message through Facebook. And it's just really about sitting down and having a chat and really finding out if what I'm doing, or even just empowering them to keep going, and not just jumping on the next bandwagon of the next great thing.
Right, right. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to share all that and some of your expertise and strategies with us. So, yeah, any women over 50, if you are struggling with any of those issues, I would highly recommend that you reach out and connect with Jacqueline. As you can see, she is very knowledgeable, and I'm sure she can assist you so that you could live healthier and not have all of those issues, because obviously you've been through the journey, so you know what to look for, and as you said, you are trained in it as well. So thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining us.
that's okay. And I have been there, done that, and actually got the t-shirt. So to prove it. So yeah, I'm not speaking from theory, right?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, Jacqueline, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing that with our community. And yeah, I love what you're doing. I love bringing different people in from different perspectives. So thank you for taking that time with us today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And we will see you all next time.